Hi, my name is Carrie. Today we're going to talk about Lab 6. To begin with this video, I'm going to define my definition of natural materials. So, my definition of natural materials is that it's not man-made, it's made from nature and cannot be processed or converted into something new. For example, our earth, like nature, can grow potatoes, which is considered a natural material. But once we process that potato chip and convert it into potato chips, it is no longer considered a natural material because now it's like man made, and our earth cannot naturally grow potato chips. So, for my project, I decided to do it on my front yard. I chose this area because my front yard is very simple to draw and has things that I would consider to be natural materials. Unlike my backyard only has grass, so I didn't really see the point of just doing it into my backyard. So, some of the challenges that I faced in this project was that I had no idea what location my front yard was facing. But then, like a couple of minutes later, I remembered that I have a compass on my phone. So I just pulled it out and I faced my front yard, which then made it easier to understand which side of my yard was facing north. And also another thing that I struggled was how to measure the distances. So what I did was I went outside and I measured the path of rocks. I measured the path of rocks and I noticed that when I went outside and I measured the path of rocks, I noticed that each four groups of rocks, it measured to 16 inches on ground surface. And so I ended up measuring the four groups of rocks with the ruler. Therefore, 1 inch on my paper is going to equal to 16 inches on ground surface. With this information, I decided to draw vertical and horizontal lines in my drawing to represent every 1 inch. And for my symbols, I decided to use colors. I used the gray to represent rocks, green to represent plants and grass, and red just represents the flowers that I have in my front yard. Also, I know I didn't put my complete compass there, but I did put it on a separate piece of paper so you can get an idea of how it actually looks like. And also, the reason why I did my drawing like this was because I thought it was important to put the path of rocks, since rocks come from earth. I did put the plants. I know I put them in a vase because we have them in a vase, but the whole point was that I had plants. I included the grass, and my tree is also considered a natural material. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this part was also because of the rocks. I have a random rock right there in front of my front yard. We usually use it just to sit down. And I did my little roses that we have in my front yard as well. I think this project is perfect for learning how to reduce actual measurements to paper. I think what I learned was how to take true distances and reducing them to the scale of the paper. And I believe this is gonna be perfect for 7th graders when it comes to learning about scale drawings of Earth and space, because this project really reminded me of the Lab 4 that we did, where we had to scale the planets to its actual distances. And overall, I really enjoyed doing this project. The only thing that was a little bit difficult for me was understanding the directions, because I'm more of like a visual learner. I need to see an example of, of like what's expected, just to like make sure that I'm doing it correctly, and hopefully my map illustration came out good. Thank you.